Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They got 19 seasons, that's a lot, kid, but you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show, not the food though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Brian, and Reeves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Pod Chef podcast.
Oh my God.
I'm your host, Jamal. With me is Reeves. He's not going to say anything right now. His co-host, Brian, is here. He's not going to speak anything now either. We have a very special guest. This feels rushed. It's not, trust me. We're going to introduce our guest. Very special episode. Can't even do that over. I can't even do that over.
Just gotta go, man. Just gotta go.
Power through. Episode Chef Executive Officer / seriously fun guy. He just opened Joya's, which with a second restaurant, Agni, coming soon. He's seriously busy. Please welcome to the show, Avishar Barua.
Hello. Do I get like a applause or something, or like a laugh track?
Yeah, we'll put that in.
It. Yeah,
we'll put that in.
You know what I'll do for you?
The other podcast gave me a full soundtrack, so I'm just a little.
Okay. What was the other podcast?
Oh, I can't disclose that information. It was the other official one.
Okay. Ours is the official one. So.
Okay. It was Pack Your Knives. Okay. All right. So welcome to the show, Avishar. Let's pretend like we didn't have a hard time setting this up. What have you been doing since the show?
What have I been doing?
Yeah.
What does it look like? I'm just kidding.
Well, you spent 30 minutes doing this. So what, besides
I
that,
prior to video and audio setups for podcasts. So
yeah,
that's my wheelhouse. I've just been doing a lot of interesting things. I've been going around speaking, doing cooking events, collaborations. Mostly just trying to figure out my life and if I should be cooking professionally or not.
Oh, okay.
It seems like, and if I'm talking out of church, is that the saying? I don't know, but when people talk to, it seems like they don't like cooking in restaurants anymore. It seems like that's kind of a thread line through here. They're all like, "Yeah, I think I'm done cooking in restaurants." Like, I think Nelson is still doing it, but everyone else is kind of like, "No, I'm doing other stuff now."
That's weird. I opened up too, so I mean, that's a little bit different than everyone else, right?
But then you just said you don't want to be working in restaurants. Wait, was that a joke?
No, I mean, I'm in the second restaurant right now. I mean, I opened up 2 in a year, so
yeah,
it would be counter to probably everybody else. But I guess I'm just a weird guy, so it's pretty normal for me to do the opposite of everyone else.
So walk us through the 2 restaurants you opened up. Talk about Joya.
So Joya's is it's a daytime cafe. The original idea behind that was actually when I started cooking after my journey to New York a long time ago and came back to Columbus. I wanted to see if I could do my own thing because I'd been working for people my entire life. So I started doing what at the time people didn't really know too much of, but I was like, hey, let's just do like dinners at people's houses and see if the food that we could make could stick. And that turned into, I guess, pop-ups. So we were doing quite a lot of those. And I don't know if you've ever done them before, like on the host, when you start doing them, it's kind of weird because you got to like go to somebody else's house and you got to like make the food somewhere first. And then you travel with that food, finish cooking in their kitchen, perhaps serve them booze, maybe not, maybe they have the booze. Then you got to do the dishes afterwards while they're like drunk and talking to you. Wow. And like, it's a very long process. It takes a lot of time, but what we liked was that we got good feedback and we got guest feedback. A lot of us, when we start cooking, we lose that aspect where we don't get the interaction with the guest. We just have to make the food all the time. That was the first time that I was able to step out of like a kitchen directly and actually talk to somebody and see if they like what we were doing. And we got some really good interactions. We got to meet a lot of people and remember that it's hospitality. And I missed that experience. So I was like, maybe I could do more of this. So when we look at Joya's, I was actually just looking at a space that I could use as an office and do pop-ups in. And then people just kept knocking on the door and they're just like, hey, what's going on in here? I was like, oh, this is the idea. They're like, why don't you open for like daytime? And I was like, oh, why not? Now we've turned into a daytime cafe that has evening coffee.
Right.
So we went from like, I thought I was going to have one person in the back, one in the front, and we have like 14 people on staff now. So it's a lot in a little space.
So did that then spin off for you? Be like, well, let's open up a new place.
Well, the new place actually. So the one I'm in right now was the original. This was supposed to be the place.
Okay.
And Joyous came along the way because I was trying to find some coffee set up, and my friend it had been her restaurant, her bakery before. And I'd never been in the kitchen aspect of it, but it had like natural light that, we're always in these sterile like light conditions where it's like very white and bright. So it's nice to have daylight when you go to a place. And that just made me happy. And I was like, maybe if I'm happy, I'll cook better.
Might be connected. Might be.
Yeah.
So the place is called Agni.
Yep. This one is called Agni. The other one's called Joyous. The main reason that I actually did 2 is if you go from 0 to 1, that says you're a restaurant, or if you do 0 to 2, you're a business center. And then also like I couldn't figure out how to be at both places at the same time. So one has daytime hours and one has nighttime hours. So I can go in the morning and come here in the evening.
Okay. How'd you land on the name Agni?
Agni is actually the god of fire in Hindu culture. And I'll show you. I mean, you guys can see what I'm seeing right now. The reason that we did it, I'm not going to try and flip the camera. I'll just flip the computer.
Yeah.
So we actually
don't share your screen because the whole thing might blow up.
Oh,
yeah. This is actually based around this guy here. So that is a grill work. So it's a live fired grill, and we wanted to base it around the fire. So
I've seen that.
Yeah, they do exist in several places around the world. They cost more than cars, but I mean, if you're going to do grilled food, you should probably actually grill the food instead of using a gas grill.
That's the grill you can raise and lower the height of the food, right?
Yeah. It makes really cool sound effects. It's it does that. It's like Francis Mallman kind of popularized the technique of grilling over fire, but in every culture in the world, and arguably humanity itself was founded around fire, because fire brought forth like the ability to have like farms or a central source of food or a place to cook. They argue that's why we're here right now.
Okay. So I have a question. Did you guys bat around the name Bakasura at all?
We did not. There's it's like one of those like Bofa jokes, or
no? I mean, he's the god of Devour, right?
Devour. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. No, we did not actually think about that. Although if I talked to you 6 months ago, that's what it could be called. So.
Yeah, I mean, I could have been in that room.
You could have been. Yeah, you should have asked. You should have reached out to me earlier. I noticed that I'm the last one on the list to be interviewed by you guys. That's really cool. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
Okay, well, let's talk about that.
Let's get into
You're not
it.
last on the list at all.
Oh no, but I listen to it
middle.
every day. So
What was going through your head when you got eliminated off the show?
Yeah, I was like, oh, it happened. When I got on the show, I already thought I was eliminated. So it was just like, can I survive past the first round? There's actually like qualified people here, and I don't know what I'm doing. So it's a little bit different perspective than most of the other chefs. They had a very good pedigree. All of them are very, very professional. They're from cities that are doing stuff. And like if you're in a city that's not a huge city, it's like someone like she's been like nominated for James Beard several times in a row. So it was like no joke. I did not know them or of them as much before because I've just been busy working in a restaurant for the last 10 years. So I kind of lost touch with what's going on. But when I saw all those, I was just like, oh crap. Well, I guess there's always next year.
So question on kind of the same subject. How do you decide who drives the BMWs?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about it. I don't know if anyone else told you, but as soon as I saw that car, I was like, my goal is to drive this until I get sent home. So like, every time they're like, who's going to drive? I was like, I'm driving. They're like, we need your insurance. And I was like, just take it all. Because I also I like cars, and I knew the XXM, like I knew of that vehicle before, and I was like, oh, this one isn't even out yet. It's going to be sick. So I jumped in it right away, and I was like, hey, did you guys know that this thing has like autopilot? Like you can press the button and then take your hands off the wheel. They're like, don't do that. You know, like.
So nobody fought you on that? No one was like.
6 of them. So I just claimed the one that I like. I like the orange one. I was like, if I'm going to go in style. So I picked that one. And then every single time, it's everyone's, if you look at the MSRP of the car, it's like over 150 at the time. It's a competition. So it's the top of the top version of that vehicle. So I think some of them were very scared to drive it. And I just like driving. So I was like, cool. Yeah, I'll be happy to drive all the time. It's tough because like at nighttime, they like have the lights on inside of it. So you have like LEDs lighting you up while you're driving. It's kind of scary. Like you can't see the road because you're just lit up so much.
No, that's good when you're driving a $150,000 car. That's good.
Yeah. But did you know you can also cool and heat your cups. So if your beverage is cold, you can keep it cold. If it's hot, you can keep it hot.
Did they also scream at you, say, "Don't do that, don't do that"?
The big thing was no music, and some of us couldn't bear not having music, so we did it anyway. And then you'll see that they didn't actually show any of that footage. So
No, because they couldn't get the clearance to play the songs while you were in there.
well, it was also like our technique for like if we wanted to actually like talk, because we're all mic'd up. I was like, if you turn the music on, they can't use any of this audio, so we could just take whatever you want. You have to find your techniques for finding it in, because they have it on. You're always mic'd. They're always listening.
That's true. What was it like outside of like getting to drive that you like to drive the car? What was it like in the bubble?
That was terrifying. That was in a way it was kind of nice because all of us have been kind of cooking nonstop and putting ourselves in pretty bad places and positions physically and mentally. We'd been going through a lot pre-pandemic, and then during the pandemic, those of us that still had restaurants, we were there every single day. There was less staff. There was no days off. Everyone was trying their best to make the best for the most amount of people. And that was the first time that we're like pulled away from that and then just stuck in a room by yourself, like alone. And then kind of started off as like an emotional crash for most of us, because we were just like, for some of us, it was that period of time, like those 7 to 10 days, that we were like in full isolation before we even started filming. I'd never not cooked for that long in my entire life ever. So wow. I was like, you can't like practice because there's nowhere. You're just in a room. So then you like question yourself, like you're like, should I be cooking? Should I be here? And you're like, do they have cameras in this room? Are they watching me in the bathroom? You get really paranoid. You're like, yeah. Why are there so many birds on the walls? Like you question a lot of things.
So then you come out and they have you start cooking. Then you start double questioning if you do bad, considering what the judges say, and you're like, okay, well maybe I was right. What I was saying to myself in the hotel room. You
start off mentally in a tough place. You have to clear. Obviously, you have to be fit to be on the show, so they don't bring on people that don't have mental endurance. And they tell you right away, you're like, this is a competition. There's going to be some feelings there. There's going to be things that go, and you have to be okay with that. And as long as you remember that was the nature of it, it was okay. Some people may have gotten very absorbed because, psychologically speaking, if you're isolated for like 72 hours, you start to go a little crazy. So imagine being isolated for an entire week, and then after that, like an entire month during like the nighttime, like when they're like, hey, we're done filming, go back to your room. Like that's it can be very challenging indeed.
What I get it was like early in the pandemic and everyone wasn't like sure like how COVID
it's Big
worked.
Brother's fault. They messed it up because when they were filming Big Brother, I guess somebody went out in Miami and caught it and it canceled the entire show. So they were super on the edge.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Who watches that show? Big Brother. I don't watch that show.
What season is that in now?
Well, 39.
No,
but it wasn't that season because that season didn't air. So.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember what your genre was for the drive-in movie theater challenge?
Oh yeah, I picked sci-fi.
Okay. Did you like Padma's acting? Was that fun for you guys to watch those?
To be honest, like when you're in there, like you want to think about you're having a good time and you're enjoying those moments, but you're not. You're just like, when am I going home? That's kind of like, you're like, I get home now. What did I do? Did I sabotage myself? It's a lot of even with other contestants, you think about them sometimes, but you're so focused on your own self that you just kind of forget. The drive-in was nice because it was our first time like operating. We almost operated like restaurant service, right? We were doing waves and feeding people, and it was like we had to work together actually for our team to win. And there was real struggles and real challenges. It started raining. Like I don't know if I showed you, but one of our deep fryers went out, and I was like one of 3 people that had to relight the pilot light. So it was like there was a real challenge ahead of us. There was no making that up. We had to take all the food from the kitchen out to the drive-in to like run it out. We had like half. It was a lot of running around, screaming, trying to figure it out. I filmed an entire Cool Liquid Nitro, so that was kind of fun. That was me manipulating the rules in a way that worked in my favor for sure. But it was great.
Is your Talenti gelato still available? And you can answer first with either saying gelat no or gelat oh yes.
I refuse to do either of those things. I don't know you that well yet, so that's reserved for friends. You are not one of those yet. You have to come. But to answer your question, one, it is Talenti's flavor. That's when you win those things, like that's like I won a recipe contest, so it was inspired by me. But I mean, if they wanted to go all Ohio with it, they should have called like a Buckeye Crunch or something. That would have been better received in my eyes. It's available. If you go to like Kroger's and Whole Foods, you can find them. It says like it's not the peanut butter ring; it's a peanut butter crunch. It's the flavor that was inspired. So, interestingly enough, the flavor that I did for that challenge was vegan, dairy free. peanut butter gelato. So it was different than what's being served, but the idea was to inspire a flavor. And it's really cool to have that, like, hey, look, there's a product on the shelves that I kind of contributed to in some way.
Yeah,
Total.
basically did all of the free work, and then they just took
Yeah.
it over and made all the money.
Yeah,
off
they
it.
paid me $10,000 for it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
After taxes.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that, man. I had to. They don't give you the taxes. They don't charge you the taxes up front. So I was like, oh man, now I owe this. Come on.
I'm proven right.
Yeah.
I'm
You
proven
have a
right.
jar of the gelato sitting like on a shelf somewhere, just full of
They said,
yucky
like,
ice cream.
I did a commercial with them afterwards. They sent me like, so they sent an entire like a freight truck. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get like this whole skid of ice cream, and it just had like 2 little cases. Like it had like 16 total ice creams, and I was like, why did you send an entire semi? Like I had to meet some guy outside of like our 270, like outside of our freeway loop, because it was like a part of like a freight transition. I was like, oh wow, like I could have just gone to the store and bought it, like
Was there
No,
other
we're
stuff
doing you a
on the
favor.
was there other stuff on the truck or no?
No, it was very important cargo. And then the funniest part was when the guy gave it to me, he's just like, hey, are you the guy from Top Chef? I was like, what the heck?
Oh, and you said a fan.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a cool
that
guy.
truck driver won a please meet one of the Top Chef contestants.
Yeah,
But you have to
this
drive.
truck.
Yeah, it's like a monkey's paw sort of thing. It's
Yeah.
like I want to meet Avishar from Top Chef. It's
I
like
was
you have to
actually
drive.
mostly scared that I might like be killed because I was like, I have never been to this part of Ohio before to pick up this ice cream. Like, I also we have Kroger everywhere, so I don't understand. Like Kroger's from Ohio, so I could just go
Yeah.
there and buy it. Is that not? Anyway, I just followed the directions. I did what I was told.
Yeah, that is how people disappear. Hey, just follow these directions. Don't ask any questions.
Yeah, you're gonna be in a commercial. Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
on TV.
fine. You'll get the money after. I have a question that is also a question one of my friends wanted me to ask you. Did you taste the curry before you served it to the first responders when you on that episode, the seventh episode when you got sent home?
Yeah,
Did
of
you
course.
taste
I
it
tasted
and-
like 7 times. Yeah.
Did you think that it was under seasoned?
I did not. I thought it was fine. I actually shared it with a lot of the other contestants too, which may have been a mistake because when you do that, then they have flavor references. But I shared some with Shada, and he's like, "It's really good." He's like, "It's smart that you did this." So it was very, very peculiar. I thought it was fine, but also, we were sequestered for how long? Maybe our minds and palates were off. That makes you guess yourself.
Yeah.
When I had it, I did not think that was the case, but that's okay. That's the nature of competition. Maybe everyone's just so much better that mine was just terrible.
Is that a recipe that's in Joya?
Joyce, that specific recipe, that one is not because when you do these challenges, you're using different ingredients too. You're not using stuff that you normally would. I think there was also a second thing that was an interesting point was they were talking about like this is actually a point my mom brought up because she was pissed off. She's like, what's that all about? I was like, I don't know. She's like, how are they saying that it was like bloody or undercooked? Don't these people eat medium rare steak all the time? So, and I was like, that's a good point. Also, I cooked it for 2 days straight, so I'm not really sure how it could be like.
Yeah.
I don't know how any of those things could be the fact, but it was, it was like it was every time you lose somebody else, it gets tighter and tighter. So it's possible that mine was, even though it was completed, it was not the best one. So there was a lot of doubt at that point. Anyway, so we were all very, very emotionally tired. Probably around like I think the drive-in challenges where we hit like a point where it's like, oh my gosh, like we want to see our family, like we want to do those things. Like the reality of real life was kind of setting in where we're like, hey, how are our restaurants doing? So there was a lot more mentally going on than is seen, I think.
I'm sure that it is that the curry is actually really good, but like, would someone go to your restaurant and be like, hey, give me the food that sent you home?
I don't know. The other thing is like, the first dish that I made was based off of a very popular dish that we had, which is the high 90s half duck that we do at both of our restaurants. And it's like, it's one that is actually, when it's prepared properly, it's very good. But maybe it wasn't prepared properly for various reasons. I don't know. It's like when you're cooking on television or doing a competition, you're not in your own stove. You're not using your own range. You're not even using the rice you're used to. You're using a bunch of other things. It's the idea is that everyone is kind of exposed to the same. So who's doing the best given what they have at that point? And there's just like a lot of like second guessing yourself. Like you go like, am I cooking for me? Am I cooking for the judges? Here's a pro tip: cook for the judges. They're saying cook your own food, but everyone's got a different palate. They prefer their food saltier, is what I noticed. So like there was one that I thought I was like, I'm going on for this because it tastes like like brine. They're like, oh, it's perfectly seasoned. It's very good. I was like, oh shit, you must smoke a lot of cigarettes,
That whole
So
blasting cigs before they go on screen, just chain smoking. Like this doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough time for us all. I don't endorse or condone smoking tobacco products whatsoever, but there was a point when everyone kind of started doing that because, like, under our regulations and the rules. So how do you get fresh air? Is you go for a cigarette, otherwise you're stuck in the building. So you know what I mean? Like, so that could be like an excuse to go out, or if you just needed a moment to yourself. That's sometimes what people did.
It's fun to know that happens in a TV show too during a pandemic, because like when you work an hourly job and you don't smoke cigarettes and your coworker goes outside every 20 minutes, you're like, hey, how come he gets so many breaks? And it's because he smokes, and that's not fair.
Yeah. Life isn't fair. So you could always find something that you're like, well, this person's doing that, and I should be able to do that. I think it's just based on the situation and whatnot. We learn to get used to it. It can get frustrating sometimes when someone's out for like a half an hour to smoke a cigarette, but there's also, if that's what it takes for them to have a smile and get on the rest of the night, then that's the least damaging that I could ask is like, hey, go ahead and take the time you need. Because some people, like, they'll ask me, they're like, can I just go and take a breather? Like, yeah, go ahead. Do whatever you need. I mean, if you need to take a break, just take a break. You don't need to smoke a cigarette to take a break.
That's a positive way to look at it. Brian is trying to get one of his coworkers fired, and he is using the cigarette thing as an excuse to get them fired.
Okay, I can help some. I mean, if you want to sabotage someone to get them fired, I can help you with that too. That's the other thing that I do.
Okay, please, because like
we would love ideas on that.
Because like not only does she take so many breaks for cigarettes, she also like misses whole days for her child is sick. Like, come on, just work, okay?
That's a tough one. I mean, it's if the child is sick and you care about the child, it's there's a lot of things changing in society now, and I think a lot of them are for the better. Because why are we trained to not care about people first? And just our job, that like if you work at a job, they don't care about you either, dude. You just work there, so why are you giving them so much respect?
Yeah.
If you were a guy, they're gonna replace someone else. So why are you giving them more respect than one of your coworkers? That could be somebody that actually cares about you. You never really know.
Yeah, they don't care about us. Care about your family and your friends, not the boss man.
Or just choose who you care about. Like, cause sometimes some of us have families that are not. It's like some of us. Everyone's like, "Hey, it's like family." I was like, my family's kind of messed up. So you know what I mean? Like, we all have our stuff.
Choose who gives you positive vibes, man. Let's take a cigarette break from this interview real quick, and let's do a segment we call "Chefs I Prepared for You." This is a segment where we talk about what we had for dinner last night and only last night, and present it as if we're presenting it to the judges on Top Chef. There will be a winner. It'll probably be you, Avishar. But I'll go first. Chefs I prepared for you: baked macaroni and cheese, sauteed kale, sweet potato casserole, and chipotle spiced chicken drumsticks.
Is this your mac and cheese from Thanksgiving?
This
leftovers?
is my Thanksgiving leftovers.
You're not sick of it yet?
No, I have it once a year. How could I be sick of it?
That's true.
It's going to be gone tomorrow.
Did you like go through the whole tray? Have you like finished the whole casserole dish?
Oh my! I'm almost finished with it.
Wow.
By tomorrow, we'll be finished. It's so glorious.
I'm learning about myself and my body that I am lactose intolerant.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And but I refuse to accept it. Is the thing. And I will just eat all these Thanksgiving foods, which are, when you cook food, you realize that it's all butter and milk and cheese, and then you go, why does my tummy hurt?
Mm-hmm.
It's Thanksgiving. None of my food makes me sick. Why does my tummy hurt so bad? And it's probably because I can't do lactose. And to that I say, nice try, body. We're still eating it. I don't think so. No.
Okay. Any questions about what I cooked, or?
What was the inspiration of your dish?
Well, Thanksgiving, because I had the baked macaroni and cheese, and then I had the leftover kale. I had to finish sweet potatoes that I made. That was also Thanksgiving leftovers. And then I had run out of turkey, so I needed a protein, and I was like, well, these drumsticks are looking mighty good. So I seasoned those bad boys up and put them in the old oven.
Sounds great.
It's almost like a whole week of Thanksgiving-esque leftovers.
Flavors of Thanksgiving, all in a nice melting pot.
Yep. And they all get along in my tummy. No lactose intolerance over here.
Lucky.
Yeah, fortunate. I only have it with steamed milk, and we have a coffee shop, and I hate mornings more than anything else. I don't like waking up. But because we have coffee there, I can now wake up to go and get coffee
Yes.
from my place. In the morning, I can't do like a straight shot of espresso. I have to cut it, so I'll do like a cortado. but that involves steaming milk. So it's almost like my ritual is I go there, make the coffee, run to the bathroom. There's like, are you okay? I was like, it's just, like you said, it's the cost of doing business.
It's the cost, yeah.
nothing good in life is free.
Yeah.
Life's not fair.
Cost of being the boss.
Yeah, that's the cost, but you got to taste it. So that's my justification is like, if it doesn't taste good there, then how do I know? How will I know?
Chefs,
Yep.
chefs, I prepared for you some turkey chili with some kidney beans, some lentils. What else was in it? That's about it.
Okay.
There was
Okay.
tomatoes, and there are other bases that you need to build it out.
You
but,
guys can
know.
start writing this stuff down.
No.
I like to go right off the old napkin.
Okay.
Was this
Okay.
ground turkey or was this leftover turkey from Thanksgiving?
Ground turkey,
Okay.
baby.
What if it was just like you just tore up pieces of turkey, like a baked turkey, just threw it in there, tore it up pieces? That'd have been cool, right?
That would have been different. I don't know how the consistency would
Could've been
hold
fun.
up if I kind of cook it down like that. It probably wouldn't taste the same, but worth an experiment. I feel like that's a different dish. It's more
Maybe
maybe
next
a
year.
soup. Yeah.
Yeah. Turkey chili soup.
If I had a laboratory, I'd make a turkey that can fly.
Yeah.
These ground
Huh.
turkeys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what you would do with your
Clip that.
laboratory?
Wait,
Yeah.
clip that.
Yeah.
So we have a new clip to put at the end of the episode. It's Avishar saying, ha ha ha, nice. That goes to the end of every episode now.
I got sound bites. Don't worry. If you need more, I got like a back burner for you.
Oh, nice.
It
Yeah.
just depends on you have to choose your rating. You have to choose your cultural appropriateness for which culture, and then we can go.
All right.
It's like you like spin the wheel 3 times, then I can give you a sound bite.
We'll let Jamal do it. Chefs, last night I prepared for you. So Trader Joe's has this like bag of jackfruit barbecue that you put in the microwave for like a minute and then you eat it. And it tasted like garbage, and I didn't eat any of it. I had like 3 bites of it, and then I couldn't eat any more of it because it was so bad.
Jackfruit barbecue.
Yeah, because they like to make jackfruit and pull it apart and make you think that it's a pulled pork, so I don't eat the pork. So, but the barbecue sauce itself was so bad. Like, I don't mind the consistency of jackfruit when it's turned into pulled pork like that, but like, it's not a good barbecue sauce. And I didn't have buns, so I ate it on sourdough bread. It didn't help either.
No.
It's not a good dinner.
So what did you actually eat then?
That
Oh,
It
no.
sounds like you didn't like it. So what did you
No.
actually eat?
You
I went
didn't
to
eat
bed.
anything.
I went to bed hungry. If I didn't
What?
like it, so I went to bed hungry. You know the
No,
rule.
that wouldn't be me. If I was
You know the
upset
rule.
with dinner, I'd be like,
Come on.
nope, ordering food.
Come on, the rules are you eat it or you go to bed hungry. You eat it and like it.
Mhm.
All right.
All right.
Avishar.
Okay, chefs, I've prepared for you
Ha 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 ha.
the finest of nostalgic dishes. Something that may seem a little strange at first, but when you think about it, it really starts to make sense. It starts with a cinco carne, a bolognese. And a cinco
Okay.
carne means you got 5 different meats, right?
Oh my god.
Slowly stewed and in a actually sous vide. So we cooked it sous vide for 24 hours.
Sous vide. Oh my god.
So on top of that, we have something very interesting. It's inspired by my trip to Argentina. It's a
Oh,
guasacaca sauce. So we've got a nice
Can you say that
puree.
one more time?
Guasacaca is the name of the sauce.
Quasecaca.
Guasacaca. Yes, guasacaca is the name of the sauce.
Ha
Fine, but it's real. That is the name of it. You can look it up. I promise I'm not making this up. So
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Guasacaca.
Herbal salsa, right? It's green salsa. On top of that,
Uh-huh.
we've got for you the next layer. The next layer is amazing. It is the king of lettuces, iceberg lettuce. It's just finely
Iceberg.
chiffonaded on top of
Wow.
the salsa. We want to dress this iceberg with the finest of salsa, matcha, a nice chili salsa with peanuts and sesame, topped with a local smoked cheddar cheese inside of a frico, a corn frico, sealed with a pepper jack queso, and finished
Jeez.
with a outside crispy, flaky bread made at your local Taco Bell. That's a cheesy gordita, my friend.
Okay.
So I ate a cheesy gordita crunch last night.
Hell yeah.
Wait,
At
Is
first,
that
I
a
was like,
prepared-
I can't even picture what this thing looks
Yeah.
I couldn't either. I was like,
is that a
chef and
prepared
I.
bit? Is that a prepared bit, or you just
No, I
off
just
the
made
top
that
of your
up. I
dome
just
just
made-
wet through a cheesy gordita
I
crunch?
I can't prepare anything. That's literally I was just describing a cheesy gordita crunch in the way that I would tell it to you.
That's
Wow.
insane.
Good specifics.
Yeah.
Cinco
Okay.
carne. That's a mixed meat. Mixed,
I'm gonna be
a
honest.
mystery meat stew.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Avishar. As you were telling this, I was getting really angry. So I was like, these top chefs who come on this show and we do this bit with, they always got to go overboard with what they're having. And I was getting real steamed. Boy, you pulled me out the gates of hell as soon as you said it.
That's all I do, man. It's I would say that I was not born a chef, and I still don't know if I am one, but I do know that I like Taco Bell.
Wait, okay, hold on. Quick question: have you had Del Taco?
We have recently. Del Taco has opened up in Ohio. I have heard that it can be good. My experiences so far have been varied.
Okay,
Mhm.
I had it once and I liked it better.
I mean, you can like what you like. You know, some people
That's true.
like to eat like the poop vein in a shrimp. It's your prerogative. Whatever
That's
you
my
like.
favorite
that's what you
part.
like, yeah.
Finally,
Yeah.
someone's talking for my people. I
Yeah.
love a poop vein.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
eat the shell personally. I eat the shells. Like I eat the shell in the head. That's the best part. Like people are like sucking on the head. Like you just eat the head. It's fine.
Avishar, I drink the ocean.
You drink
okay.
Oh,
I
is it
drink
chicken
the
or-
ocean.
Okay.
It's
The
not
whole
good
thing.
for him.
Yeah,
I
it's
think that's
probably
really
not
what
best.
his stomach
I
problems really
do
are.
I do have a degree in biology, and it would suggest that you do not do that in the future if you wish to continue to.
Thank
that
you.
degree was
Avishar,
from
we've been
so long
trying to tell
ago.
Brian this, and it's so nice to have someone who's an expert that can
I'm
really
not-
explain it to him.
Expert is not the word I would say. I identify with people.
I see. I see.
It's just everyone is always like, these oysters taste like the ocean. Just drink the ocean. That's what I do. Cut out the middleman.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I just all things in moderation. Maybe you just quit drinking altogether, and just just eat.
You want me to freeze the ocean and eat it frozen? Is that
eat
better
it would
for
be
me?
very hard. It would be very hard to freeze the ocean because its
Yeah.
salinity is high. So I mean, it'd be very cold. It might freeze you as you're drinking it.
In the words of the guy from Have I Met Your Mother, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
So if you actually do go forth to do this challenge, I was not here. I can't.
Avishar told me to do it.
I'm Danny. I don't know who Avishar is. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, who's Danny?
Yeah.
Who's it? Danny's
Do
actually
you
my
go
parents'
by
mom.
Danny?
Depends. So earlier in my life, my parents nicknamed my brother and I. He's Bobby and I am Danny. He's Avishar and Avishar. My parents to this day still call me Danny, and all of my childhood friends call me Danny. When I got to middle school, my history teacher is like, "Well, I'm going to call you Avishar because that's your real name." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you can tell me what you want to call me because now it's appropriate for you to call me that. Whatever's cool." But yeah, Dan, you can always tell if someone knows me because they'll come into like the restaurant. They'll be like, "Hey, I'm really good friends with Avishar." And they're like, "No, you're not," because if you know him, you say one, you know that Avishar has no friends, so it's already a lie. Secondarily, my friends from childhood, my family call me Danny. So like Danny is like the now that I'm giving that away, people know saying, "Hey, I know Danny." But yeah, that's the sign of when they became my friends. Past high school and college, everyone just called me Avishar, whatever. But I'm fine with either. Just don't call me asshole or whatever. Anything other than that's fine.
You know what I
So-
say? Don't call me late.
That's I'm always late.
No, because I'm on time.
Yeah, yes, I see. Very nice, very nice.
All right, so who wins
Buzzing,
this?
buzzing.
Yes,
oh, boy.
yes, as they say on How I Big Banged.
Okay,
Yes.
so here's how we do
Zing.
this. We have to vote, but here's the thing: you cannot vote for yourself.
Mm-mm.
And also, everyone needs to erase from their minds that great description that
Nope.
Danny Avishar
Nope.
gave of his meal.
Yes.
All right, so we all can vote. You can't vote for yourself. I'll go first. I'm voting for Avishar.
Mhm. I'll go
Agreed.
second. I'm going to vote for Avishar.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna vote third, and I'm gonna vote for Danny.
Oh, but you can't. That person isn't. That's gotta switch hands.
I'm
I vote
throwing
for-
my vote away.
I see how this works. Okay, I'm voting for Jamal Jackson Reeves.
All
Jamal
right.
Jackson Reeves. That's good.
never happened.
That has not
You
happened.
also threw your vote away by voting
Yeah.
when you wrote in a fake candidate. You
why
might
are
as well run
why
Darth Vader.
Why everyone gotta force me to do stuff all the time? Can't it just be me? Like, come on.
Okay. Well, you win. You win.
What's my prize?
$100,000.
Can I see?
it's
Can I see
$100,000.
you dunk that hoop back there? Can that be my prize? You just go and dunk it like as hard as possible. Just
Go dunk the hoop.
Go, please.
All right, hold on. Good thing I'm wearing pants today. With this or the
All right.
fish?
I want to see you take the. I want to see you take
Can't
it
hear
down.
you.
Just
So,
take it
yeah.
down.
All right. We
Here
move the
we
dog
go.
bed.
For the listeners at home, Brian is now going for a
now
big
dunking.
dunky. Oh, he
did
bounced it to himself
Between the legs, and he missed the
Oh,
dunk.
he missed
He
the dunk.
missed
Good,
the
good, good.
dunk. He went.
And then
The
he
second one
slowed
went in, but he
it
missed the first
backwards.
one. That's embarrassing. Let's see what he says.
Oh, very, very good. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give that. So it was
Okay.
the ball did go in the hole. So that did happen. Very good.
That's your
Avishar,
prize.
You're in the wrong business. You should be cooking at the comedy club.
It's never too late. It's never too late.
Jamal, you said that Tom wrote a poem?
Yeah.
Yeah, Avishar, if you have a second, I'd love to share something. Tom Colicchio actually does make us do this podcast. He wants us to chronicle the entire history of Top Chef.
Okay.
So when he knew that you were coming on, he did write something for you. Specifically, it's a little poem or note that he wrote. Can I read it? This is from him.
Yeah. Let me get into my listening mode. I want to make sure I savor every last word.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. You may begin.
All right. And it says, for Avishar. Oh, Danny boy, the piping spices are calling from kitchen to kitchen and down Portland's mountainside. The summer's gone and all the chefs are falling. Padma packed your knives and now you must say goodbye. But come ye back whenever Union Special is simmering. Hopefully it doesn't conflict with the new restaurant that's opening. I'll be in London wrapping up all my filming. Lobster with double cream coffee. Was that you or a Shota thing? When winters come, I hope your restaurants are all aflutter. Quick fires with Buckeye bonbons and brown butter. Forget the haters. They can't cook. They can only mutter. You're the cream of the crop, like the milk straight from the udder. Oh, Danny boy. The plates are steaming. You cooked in a bubble while the rest of the world was screaming. I know you'd do better if you could go back and rewind, but unfortunately, your Bengali curry enough heat I could not find. You'll only grow, become stronger with time. More talent than me at your age. I know you'll be just fine. And then he says, P.S. I had some trouble getting a reservation at Joyous. Not sure if it's the internet in Columbus, but it just kept saying booked, but I never got an email confirmation. I hate to be that guy, but I live or die by that email confirmation. So when I didn't get it, I didn't want to drive to the restaurant and then be embarrassed when they asked me a second time. Sorry, what was the name of the
You almost kept it together the entire time. You were doing so well. You gotta deliver. So you say this. 99%. The last 1% is what makes experts. You let it go. We'll let you do it again. Finish it. You gotta start from the beginning.
Can I do it again? I'll start from the very beginning.
And I'll play and I'll do the.
You almost had it. You were so close.
I looked at Brian.
You were
Brian
so close.
fucked it up. Brian's face.
I'm
was-
laughing.
Don't look at anyone else. Just focus in on it. It's about you.
Here's why I'm laughing.
Mhm.
Because Tom Colicchio wrote a poem that's basically doing a parody of the world's most Irish song.
Yes.
And the Italians don't like the Irish.
Uh-huh.
And here's how I know. My wife is 50-50 Irish, Italian. Dad, Irish, mom, Italian. When her dad would go visit her mom at her mom's house, her mom would, this is the story he would tell, would pull out a bar of Irish Spring soap and she would smell it and she would go, this stuff stinks. just to mess with him because he's Irish.
Okay.
That shit goes to the bone. That's blood feud.
Yeah.
Wow. What a winding road that story was on.
Yeah.
That
was
was
a
more
good
winding
story.
than this poem.
Was there a payoff somewhere there, or was it just?
Yeah. So what I was saying is that the Irish and Italians don't like each other. And the example that I gave was that she would pull out soap that's very Irish and say, "Ooh, this stinks." And
Was it potato soup?
yes, and then he would pull out a Sunday gravy, and he would go, "This stuff sucks."
Mhm.
Uh,
So there was no payoff. That's the
Avishar,
short
you
answer.
said in an
I'm glad you got
interview.
to speak. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. You go.
You said in an interview that you had never cooked chucker before, and that you said, and I quote, "At that point, I just figured it's a bird, but I've never tasted it before. Once I got it, I tried it raw. I took a little bit of a taste." So my question for you was, what's salmonella like?
What is it like?
Yeah.
To be honest, so if you want to be on the serious side for a second, your chance of getting salmonella from even eating raw chicken is very, 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 very low. It's just done to be safe for most people. But I don't know about if you could tell me the percentage of chuckers that have salmonella, I would be more or less inclined. At the time, I had no idea. And also I figured, whatever, I'm going home. But generally I'll taste raw stuff. I don't encourage people to do it, but I have this rule. It's really kind of, it's whatever. It's when if someone gives me something, they go, "Hey, is this good or not?" I just put it in my mouth. I do almost all the time. I haven't died yet. I've gotten sick very little from it, but you can usually tell right away if you should be eating it or not. The problem is sometimes it's not food they're putting.
People trick you. People trick you.
trick me,
You
whatever.
almost
I
had
don't
it.
care. Yeah, it's not, but it is. People give me all kinds of stuff. So it was actually from childhood. So I'll tell you a childhood story of mine is my mom remembers that I wouldn't eat anything, but I did eat candy a lot. So they wouldn't give me a lot of candy. They wouldn't give me a lot of anything actually. But well, there was one time I got a gumball from the quarter machine, and it fell into the ground into a gutter. And my parents were like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw it away." So I went and threw it away, and then they went away. And my mom said she turned around 3 steps later and saw. She's like, "What are you doing?" She said she saw my hand in the trash. And I was like, "Nothing." And then she's like, "Open your mouth." And I had it. Like, I just like to eat trash, I guess. So maybe that's me, and that's why I like Taco Bell.
Gutter trash
Yeah.
gumball.
Gutter
Yes.
trash gumball.
Yeah, I'll try anything 3 times. Because some people will try it once. Second time is to be sure. The third time is because I'm crazy.
Yep. Set the pattern and then do it. That's the game.
Mm-hmm.
It is a dangerous game to just be putting things in your mouth when people say try this.
That's my job. I mean, I chose this occupation. No one forced me to do it.
And anybody ever put a Lego man in your hand and you go, "Okay," you put Lego man in your mouth?
I have. I mean, so I was also told, I don't know if you guys heard this, but like I was told you're supposed to eat a fortune cookie for it to come true. Is that just someone? So my parents are not from here, this country. So I just listened to it. Like, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I believe that everyone wants me to succeed." So that was my childhood. And I would just do things because people were like, "Yeah, that's normal." So is it normal or not? I don't actually know.
Oh,
I've
boy,
never
who wants
eaten
to
the
tell?
paper of a fortune cookie
Yeah.
before, but that's not
Not
to
on
say that it's
purpose.
not right.
Okay.
Not
I
on
just didn't know if there's
purpose,
like
you
any lore, fortune lore or whatnot.
I think there is. It's about consuming your lord. Like you have got to become your fortune, maybe.
I know you
Okay.
burn them sometimes in like Wiccan culture. You
Yeah.
burn something.
Yeah.
Maybe your parents are just punking you.
Yeah.
My parents didn't tell me that. It was the people that I was hanging out with. So.
Oh, so they punked you.
Are these the people that still call you Danny?
I'm still being punked. I'm still convinced that this is all simulation. I wasn't actually on Top Chef. It was just a terrible joke.
No, you were. We saw it.
Yeah, you were there.
How do I know that you're not part of the simulation?
Oh, well,
Because I'm too stupid to be a computer. Let's
yeah.
do.
Do you think a computer would come up with that poem? Come on.
I'd be the
That's
world's
a good
worst
poem.
simulation.
Did you pre-write that? You didn't.
Tom wrote it.
Right? Yeah.
Tom wrote it. I didn't
write
Did
it.
Tom pre-write that?
Tom
Yes.
wrote that literally today. He sent it to me in an email. He said, "Hey, give this to
So
Avishar."
it's so weird because I mean, if I know you would never lie to me. I wonder how Tom tried to make a reservation at a walk-in only restaurant.
That's
Well,
the problem.
That's
Seems
the
like
thing. That's
Yeah,
why that's
it's
why
weird,
it's so
right?
weird. The PS is like,
I know.
Tom.
I think he was trying to look for Hoyas, not Joyas. So he probably sent it to Hoyas.
he wanted to go to a
Oh.
basketball game. He wanted
Yeah,
to
he
go
wanted
see
to go to a
Georgetown.
basketball game in Washington D.C.
He said, "I want to
Uh,
see Allen Iverson play basketball for
Yeah.
the Hoyas."
And he said,
Yes.
I want to
Where's
see that
Patrick
John
Ewing?
Thompson.
Yeah, or Horace Grant.
Yeah.
Good days.
Did Horace Grant go to
no,
Georgetown?
no, he didn't.
Oh,
Mm.
maybe
What
his
do you think?
brother.
I was thinking of my favorite NBA Jam players. Sorry.
Jordan's never on those. He didn't want to. They want to get paid more. Let's do the. We're getting long. Jamal, do you want to do last
Yeah.
chance edition?
Yeah, this last chance edition, then we'll go to the last segment. We'll call it quits for your time. Last chance edition. If there's anything you want to say, anything you want to get off your chest about your time on Top Chef, anything like you would go back and tell a younger Danny before competing, This is your chance. This is your last chance edition.
Or like what you would say if you had like Tom right in your face right now. Like what would you like? And he's told you he won't hit you no matter what you say. This could be anything you want.
Yeah, I mean, that never really scared me. Like, my mom's pretty scary, so Tom was actually very cool. So I have got no beef with Tom whatsoever. He was very, very kind person. He's real. He's a person that is a chef first. So there was nothing that I would really say to Tom other than thank you. If I were to give there would be two pieces of advice. If there was a piece of advice that I'd say is like actual advice for anyone is, like I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I don't have any like awesome background or anything, and I somehow got on Top Chef. So if you think that you couldn't do it, I disagree. Anyone can do it, really. Like if you just believe in yourself and stick with it, and that's what you want to do, maybe you'll get there. Secondly, if you want to get on there, reach out to me, send me a check for $15,000, and I might be able to recommend you for the show. That'd be the best advice.
So $15,000 gets your recommendation.
The recommendation, I can't guarantee it will work or not, and I can't guarantee that I'll actually send the recommendation, but I'll definitely write it for you.
But you'll definitely get the check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would I get to see what you wrote before you either sent it or not?
No, because if I can see it, then it's a breach, and it's not going to work.
Yeah. Well, if I'm writing $15,000, I don't want to know what you wrote. I trust you.
Yeah.
That makes it legal, actually.
It does. Yeah. It says it on the contract that was written by Tom and Padma. They hand wrote it for me personally.
Right.
Padma went.
Okay.
I was going to say Padma went to night school to be a lawyer, right?
I am not 100% sure of all of her history. She seems like she's got a lot of awesome experience under her belt. The things that she did.
Yeah, and Gail couldn't pass the bar.
It's I would argue that I couldn't pass the MCAT, but I mean it's not a passable test. It's just you get a number. It's tests are difficult, man. Like why do they give you a test that tests you on your ability to take a test? What is that all about? Like, why do you do that? it's so hard.
They're also just trying to keep you down.
Yeah. It's that was a very depressing test, and it was like 7 hours long. And like if you want to use the bathroom, you have to like give them your fingerprint to like go to. It's so weird. it's not fun. Don't recommend. Top Chef was used.
All right. Was there a second piece of advice you had? I thought you said the first.
He said it $15,000 to him. It'll write.
The second piece of advice is it's don't get in your own head about the stuff. Like if you're gonna do the things, like you're already there for a reason. So just do what you do. Like don't spend so much time thinking about like, oh, you're gonna like this or it's gonna be terrible. And then just don't sabotage other contestants. It's just so dumb. Like, what are you doing? Like, grow up. Like, we have a professional industry. Like, what we're not. If you wanted to do that stuff, go on another reality show.
Go on that show that's called like Rat in the Kitchen, where the whole thing is that you're sabotaging.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like the thing that is a little challenging about that program is like how many people. Like you guys didn't know me before, right? And you're not going to know that if I can cook rice ever because you'll only see me make bad rice. That kind of sucks because like I go back to my life and it translates back to my life. And that's perception. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it also goes like if I hit that low in my life, like that I have now been judged and put down in this place, like would also have to lose. I can just do whatever now, right? Yeah. It's like I've been. I would say it's as similar as like being publicly humiliated. The cool thing is like once that's done, you're like, well, I'm still alive. So like I can go and do stuff. And it's okay to mess up. It's fine. Do it a lot. Mess up all the time.
All right. Are you watching the World Cup?
Parts of it. Yeah. I have a lot of my kitchen teams from Oaxaca, so they experienced a very tough loss a few days ago. And they're mad at America right now for us winning last.
Only reason.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
People from Mexico are mad at America. Yeah, only reason.
One of you, but they're mad. They're mad about that. They're like, damn it, you always got to ruin it for us.
All right. Last segment, and then we'll call it quits. This is a segment we do with everyone that we have who's a guest from Top Chef. It's called Add Foam, Debone, and Send Home. This is where you select from one of the three of us, me, Reeves, or Brian. Who would you add foam to? Who would you debone? And who would you send home?
That means whatever you wanted it to mean.
And they mean whatever you want them to mean.
Whatever you want. It's very serious, so really think about it.
Add foam, debone, send home. Okay.
I think I know how this is going to go, but keep going.
Okay. So I'm going to add bone to Brian Jackson, send foam to Jamal, and I guess T-Bone Reeves. So yeah, you won. You got the only actual one.
Okay.
That was almost perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, it's not. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what's going on
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Avishar, your brain works too fast for us.
It's actually the best thing to do is just turn it off and let it happen. It's like if I think about it, then I'd just be like this the entire time, like just silent. Or you hear me say, I guess you'll know when someone's nervous when they keep saying or that just means the thought isn't clear. So if you ever watch like Top Chef and stuff, it's hard to edit out the uhs, so you'll know if someone is actually nervous by if they keep saying yeah. It's cool to see once you're actually there, you can start watching it from like a different perspective. It's like, I was nervous there. Oh, everyone is falling asleep at Jenna's table. It's crazy. You should always, whenever you're seeing like you're all focused on the guy they're like shitting on, like on the bottom three, try and watch the chefs in the background, and you'll see they're not actually emoting. They're just trying to fall asleep because they're so tired because they've been there for like 3 hours. So they're like, one of them, my eyes are closed. I'm just like this, and they're like, man, you really must be feeling for whoever. And I was like, no, I'm just trying to go to bed, man. It's been a long day.
Yeah. I'm gonna look out for that for Top Chef London when it comes out.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Avishar, you've been a great
They
guest.
sleep on the other side of the bed there.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting things about London, some of which I can't talk about right now.
Okay.
Okay,
could just say Jalopno
someone's got a
about it.
guest appearance on the London season.
No, not me. No, that's I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
relatives in London.
Okay.
They're on the show. We can see them
They're
on
on the
Top
show.
Chef
Yeah,
London.
are they going to be
They're
on Top
cooking
Chef
there.
London? Avishar, you were a great guest. Thank you so much for coming on and giving us your time. Is there anything you want to plug? Talk about your restaurants one more time.
Sure. I mean, I don't really feel the need to plug too much, but if you're in Columbus, and you want to visit, we have Choi's and Nagni. What I would recommend is you get on this official Pod Chef podcast. This is a very fun time. Awesome hosts, primo recording equipment.
Okay,
very,
all
very
right.
user friendly.
Okay.
Easy to log in, easy to log out interface. So highly recommend. 11 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
And most of that and all of that was true.
You know, I told my friend the other day I was.
Remember that
11
part
out
where I
of
said
10.
you told me to lie a lot? Yeah, it's obviously
But
All
which
right, Brian,
part's the
edit
lie?
that part out. Cut that part out.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut everything after this.
You've been a great guest, Avishar. Thank you so much for coming on. Brian Reeves, any last words? Anything?
No, rate and review. We got a new review. We'll talk about it another time.
We did. We got 41.
We don't have time. We don't have time to
better-
talk about it.
Wait,
Don't have
is-
time. We don't
is
have
it-
time.
so much
wait,
for coming
is it
on.
good or
We don't have
bad?
time.
Is it
Thank
good
you
or
so much
bad?
for coming
It's
on.
good.
I don't know. I'm
Until
curious.
next time. we're
Wait,
gonna
Avishar
pass
wants
our
to hear it.
knives And wait, what? Really?
It's very good. I have it.
I have to read my reviews all the time. I want to hear yours. Come on.
Yes,
let's go.
yes,
All
yes. And
My
we are
entire
much
life is
like.
hearing people yell at me, so I want to hear something. But
Do
positive
you
about yours.
respond on Yelp? Dale told us that he responds on Yelp, and he does. He's very petty on Yelp, and it's very funny.
I don't actually use. So I stayed off Reddit and Yelp afterwards. I respond to like Google review. Well, our business responds to Google reviews, and we just keep a certain tone. Because like I don't know how old you guys are around, but I went around when like AOL started, and I spent a lot of time arguing on the internet when I was a child.
That's
And I'm
me.
surprised that adults are still arguing on the internet like children and taking it seriously when there's like no accountability like this. So I just focus on the positive stuff. Like, there's like some really cool cat videos these days. It's amazing what you can do with like with a roll of duct tape and like a backflip. So, but the review more important is your review. I think hear that. So.
Do you know about Maru, the cat on the internet called Maru?
I don't actually.
Oh, check that
I'll look
out.
it up. Yeah.
Change
Okay.
your life.
Nice.
Wait,
Awesome.
it still says we only have 40, but there is a new one that says, okay, here's what it says. And I'm only saying this because
God,
Avishar asked for
my
it.
least
Yep.
favorite.
So the headline is Best Top Chef Podcast. First of all, wow, thank you. Here's the review. I stumbled upon this show when I started my own Top Chef rewatch last year. Kept listening after realizing we shared some opinions about the show. I wonder what those are. Now getting a new episode for my drive to work is a highlight of the week. Super funny hosts and recently, especially, some great insightful interviews with former chef testants. Wow.
That. See, I actually wrote that review while I was talking. Sorry.
Okay. That checks out.
Well, thank you for the 5 stars, Avishar.
It's,
Five
like I
stars
said,
really helps
11 out of
us.
10, right?
Yeah, it's out of 10, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks so much, guys.
That was great.
It was fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If you need anything else from me, just reach out to my email. Thanks so much.
Well,
Bye.
see ya.
Bye. Wait, Jamal, do you want to say the thing?
What thing?
Wrap
How
it
we
up.
gotta leave the show.
Oh, until next time, we're gonna pack our knives and go.
All right, I'll just stop.
This was fun.
Absolutely.
This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Nice.